There is no random in the universe. There's always a cause. Now, you might be ignorant of that cause. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you bad, but there's still a cause. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Woman podcast. Today, we are talking about how to use the law of cause and effect in your business. So this is one of the foundational laws of the universe. These are spiritual laws, and they work for you, whether you are conscious of them or not. And not only is this a spiritual law, but of course, in Newtonian physics, there's cause and effect as well. So there is a physical cause and effect universe as well as a spiritual cause and effect universe. And you have to keep both of those in mind when you're using this law, especially when you're looking to use it in your business. And we're going to go through how to do that and take you through that step by step so you can see how it works in both of those ways. So the first thing you need to know about the law of cause and effect is what it is. So for every cause, there is an effect. Okay, so for every cause, there is an effect. That means for everything that happens, occurs, is thought, is felt, there is an effect. There is a result of it. We live in a cause and effect universe. And it's not, there's Newtonian cause and effect, and then there is quantum physics cause and effect. And both of those happen concurrently, and you need to pay attention to both. So the law of cause and effect says that for every effect, there is a cause. So for every result, there is a cause. And for every cause, there is an effect. So it is up to you to work according to the law of cause and effect, especially in your business, but also in all aspects of your life, in your personal life, in your relationships, all over. Okay. What this really means is that nothing happens by accident. There is no random in the universe. There's always a cause. Now, you might be ignorant of that cause. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you bad, but there's still a cause. I know that before I started learning how this all worked and how I worked as a human being, I was not aware of all the causes that were in play, and I was very limited in my power. And I want to help you become unlimited in your power by understanding this law and how to think about it and how to use it. So this is great news for you if you are not getting the kind of results that you want in your business. So let's talk about what those results might be. Those results might be not enough revenue, poor cash flow, always inconsistent cash flow. So up and down roller coaster of cash flow, not being able to hire a good team, always being overwhelmed or spun out, always being in confusion, never getting ahead. All of those things are results. And if you want to shift your results, then we need to shift the causes. You guys, are you getting it? Shift. If you want different results, you got to shift the causes. Okay. So, you have to put new causes into effect. So let's talk about the different ways that you do this, because there's a methodology to this, and you have to understand how it works on all the different levels. So the obvious one, or maybe not so obvious sometimes, is the tactical causes that you have to put into place. Tactical and strategic causes, outer game things that you need to do differently in order to get a different result. So let's talk about what those might be. And I've learned many tactical things to do in business over the years of being in business. This is marketing. This is sales. This is Facebook ads. This is how to do a podcast. This is how to put on an event. This is how to do client delivery. This is how to create a winning offer, how to work referrals. All of these things come into play when you are running a business, and you have to learn these tactical things. Like I was just talking to some of my clients about like how to really be effective when you're networking, how to actually show up at the event and have it be an effective use of time. Because I had a client asking me, should I go to this event? It's never been productive to me in the past, but it ought to be. So maybe I should go. And, all of this confusion there. And I gave her some really clear tactics around how to show up powerfully at the event, how to be of service, how to give first, and how to be strategic about the stay in touch campaign after the event and what you need to do at the networking event to make that happen. Those are all tactics and strategies. That's the outer game. Some of it was a little bit of the inner game, how you're being there. But all of these things you have to, this is what you have to learn. And it took me a long time to learn some of these things, and I continue to learn. And you can learn from podcasts like this, other people's podcasts, YouTube videos, Google searches. There's all sorts of ways to access information, including hiring mentors. That was a big one for me. That's how I really shortcut things for myself. Now, let me pause there and say there are no shortcuts in terms of magic wand. You don't have to do the work, but I shortcut my time to result by tapping into other people's knowledge. Just like I just helped my client shorten the time period, the gap on time, because I have knowledge and information that she's yet to receive and integrate. So you can shortcut things by working with someone who is further ahead of things than you. And that might sound obvious, but a lot of people have a DIY mentality. I know for years I thought, if I don't do everything myself, then I can't have credit for being a success. And that kept me playing small and not getting help and not asking for help and not asking for support. So mentors, mastermind groups, things like that. Okay, so those are tactical causes. Then the second thing that I want, the second layer that I want to give you or level is that you are at cause. You are a cause. So this is the acting, the doing, the things you're willing to do, the things you're unwilling to do, how you're going to spend your time, how you're going to spend your money, how you are, like how quickly you're going to do things is also a huge part of this. People who understand the tactics but don't act on them, that's a big deal. You are at cause then. And that's not a blame or guilt or shame game there. That is just saying that two different people can take in the same tactical information and one person can act on it really quickly and get a result really quickly. And the other person will say, that's not for me. That's not a good opportunity. That I can't do that because that doesn't happen in my industry, or any number of other excuses or stories. So this is really the way you're showing up, the way you're being in this world, your attitude, your perspective, your willingness to act. This is all super, super, super important. So you have to master yourself. You are a cause. So learning what drives you is super important, really critical. And this means mastering your subconscious programming, because layer 3 or level 3 is that your subconscious programming is a cause. Okay. So this is one of the things that I go into a lot more at our 7 Laws to 7 Figures Summit. I teach you the concept of how your subconscious mind tells your conscious mind what to think about everything that's coming in this world. And so you have to master your subconscious programming, the beliefs that live in your subconscious, because they will tell you what to think about everything that comes into your world. So your subconscious programming is a cause. And this is what's at play here is the law of subconscious momentum. So which says that a subconscious program or belief is a cause set in motion and will continue to give you the results that it vibrates at, it matches to, until you change that cause. Now, most people have no idea that they are being run by an old belief program, an old program that's been there for a long time. They can't even see the program. They might know that, yes, there are programs, there are beliefs that run my decision making, the way I'm showing up, but they don't know how to unpack those programs and what to do about them. So the law of subconscious momentum is a big one. And what you need to know here is layer 3 is that your subconscious mind, your subconscious program is a cause. Let's talk about some ways that this plays out. So it's not just esoteric. Let's bring it down to the specific. So one big program that people learn early on is it's not okay to make a mistake. Early on, when they were a child, they learned that love, safety, belonging was going to be removed, not available to them if they made a mistake. And this happens in any number of ways, but the love gets cut off. Maybe you get a slight abuse. Maybe you get major abuse. And you get hurt, you go into pain. And we as humans want to avoid pain and we want to move to pleasure. So we do whatever it takes to do that. And if you create a belief that says making mistakes equals pain and suffering, you're going to what? Try and avoid making mistakes at all costs. But guess what? When you're growing a business, you've got to put yourself on the field of play, and you are not going to be perfect before you start. So you are going to make mistakes. And if you are unwilling to do that, you will keep playing at the same level. You won't get out there. You won't be visible in your marketing. You won't have enough time to do the needle moving work in your business. You'll be stuck being a perfectionist as opposed to scaling your business. Now, I have a high standard of excellence in our business, but does that mean that we never make mistakes? No, not at all. And I'm willing to feel the pain of making the mistake and learn from it so that I can keep growing and hope and wish and pray and all of that it doesn't hurt other human beings. That is our goal. We want to grow without hurting ourselves or hurting other human beings. But I'm unwilling to not act out of fear that might happen. So that is a program that a lot of people hold. And you got to see if that's happening for you. If you have time management issues, if you're overwhelmed a lot, then this is a big one for you. Okay. The next one that I want to share is another common one, feeling unworthy of support, feeling like you have to be the responsible one, like that you have to be the one taking care of other people. You learned early on that you were safe if you were taking care of other people and that you weren't safe if you weren't taking care of other people. So this is going to cause you to have team issues. So if you're someone who's having a hard time hiring other people, if you can't quote unquote find good people, then this is an issue that's showing up for you. If you're having trouble hiring, if you can't, if it's taking a long time, if people keep leaving, if you can't hold on to people, sometimes that's an indication that you're up leveling very quickly. But oftentimes it means that you're unworthy of receiving the support, or not that you are, but that you have a program that makes you think that to receive support means that you're weak, that you have to DIY it. Okay. Another one is that you're only worthy if to receive income, cash, support, whatever it is that you want, if you work hard for it, if you struggle for it. And this means that you're always going to be addicted to the hard, addicted to the struggle. And none of us want that. So let's make sure that we clean up that subconscious program and that internal identity and self-image, all of which we go into at the summit as quickly as possible. Let's recognize it and shift it, because otherwise you're going to have cash flow issues. In the immediacy, you might be having a hard time receiving cash, receiving income, receiving revenue. You're tapping out, you're limiting yourself. And long term, it creates huge crises in your business because you'll get to a high level and then you will create some sort of chaos because you feel unworthy of receiving at that level. And nobody wants that. So let's make sure that that does not happen. What do you say? Okay. When you're ready for freedom, you find the courage to scale, but you don't have to do it by yourself. It can be so much easier, and it starts with you attending the Unstoppable Woman Summit, which, if I do say so myself, is going to be off the charts. Join me this November for an electrifying 3-day virtual event where female entrepreneurs from all over the world gather to learn how to scale their business and unlock the freedom they desire. And a special offer to all podcast fans. Get your seat today by using the link theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough and save $500 on your ticket right now. Go grab your ticket and I will see you at the summit. Layer 4, okay, level 4 here. There are divine causes, okay? Now you might have a different, let's say that there's many ways to speak about the spiritual. You might say spirit, source, God. You might say infinite intelligence, all the energy that is. You might say the quantum field. I'm talking about that whole piece that is beyond our humanness. So we have that duality within us of God and human. We are human beings having spiritual experiences and spiritual beings having human experiences. Both of those coexist in us. It's not either or. So your God self connects to the larger divinity that is out there. And you get these divine downloads. And these divine downloads, that spirit, source, infinite intelligence, all the energy that is, the quantum field is giving you is a cause. You cutting yourself off from it, that's a cause too. You're opening to it, that's a cause as well. So you want to tap into this and not cut yourself off. So this looks like saying yes to ideas and opportunities. This means when you get those divine downloads that you act on them quickly and you don't overthink. You just say, okay, I don't understand, but I'm doing it. That's a cause. And trusting this is a cause. All of these are causes. And you have to be someone who is really tapped into that, because if you're not, and I know for years I was not, I was solely into the rational. And yet I knew that there was something more. And I was seeking it. I was craving it. I recognized it. I knew that it was there, but I felt like I wasn't allowed to tap into it because somehow it wasn't rational. And yet this is part of, I know this was part of my journey. I was going to say, I think it's part of your journey, but I don't know exactly where you are in your journey. So this was part of my journey. And I know that in order to manifest and create results in your business at a much higher level, you need this level. You need this level of understanding cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. So I want to talk about a meta layer that sort of underlies all of this. So you could think of this as a meta cause. This is knowledge and understanding. This is layer 5, if you will, knowledge and understanding. So you need knowledge of these causes. You need knowledge that steps you out of being a victim. A victim says, life is happening to me. This is happening to me. I am not at cause. I am just a mere victim of circumstances. And this is not how to up-level your business, much less your life. So you need knowledge of all the things that I've been talking about. to up-level who you're being so that you're not in victim. And this includes the knowledge of the laws, particularly the 7 foundational laws. So you have to work on all these levels. And if you look at your business and you're not getting the results that you want, you must look at cause and effect. This is super critical, super critical. It's not magic. Okay. I want to be clear. The law of cause and effect is very practical. I hope you understand how practical this is, what I just took you through. It's not magic. It's not random. The universe is not a random place. There are meetings that happen, but they are not random. There's no such thing as luck in the way most people understand luck. We can put ourselves in the right place at the right time by all the decisions that we've been making up until now, meaning that you are a cause. So it's cause and effect. That helps you step out of being a victim. Sometimes we're ignorant of a cause. That doesn't mean that there wasn't a cause. It just means that we were ignorant of a cause. And oftentimes people say I was just lucky, but they're shortcutting things. And they're not saying, well, I did all this hard work and I put myself in the room with these people and then I made the connection and then I had the business deal because of that, right? Or I put myself in the room with these other women and I made these friendships and that changed how I thought about myself. And then I thought higher of myself. So then I actually created a relationship that was my dream relationship, right? So there's causes upon causes in a train of causation. So start taking ownership. You need to take ownership of this. And here's a quick process for you. I want to give you some step-by-steps. And after I pulled together my notes on this, I thought, oh, this would be a great download. So if you want the download for this, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/E396. So theunstoppablewoman.com/E for episode 396, E396. Okay, so here's the process. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what is the result I'm currently getting? And what is the result I do want instead? So where are you at? What's something that's not happening that you want? And then what would you want instead? The second question to ask is, what are the tactical things I would need to do differently to get the result I want? That first question is a clarity question. This one is like also a clarity question. All of these are really clarity questions. So if you don't know what you would need to do differently, you need to go find out. How are you going to find out? Don't be a victim. Don't just sit there and go, I just don't know. Go take action and figure it out. So number 3 is just on that. Exactly. What actions do you need to take? Some of it is that I need to find out information. I need to go get educated. I need to up my level of knowledge. Some of it is actually, I know what to do. Now I need to go do it. I need to be someone who takes action. So a little bonus tip here. When are you going to do it? Once you know what you're going to do, when are you going to do it? And how are you going to close the gap on time? How could you do that faster than you ever thought possible? That's the value proposition that I hold out to my clients. I was just talking to a client today, and she was playing at the level of 100K for most of her business career, and she'd been in business for 20 years. And then in a short 3-month period of time working with me, she ended up making 116K in 1 month. And that was like that's about closing the gap on time, because she had set that as a goal for months from now, but we kept working on what she needs to do now, and we kept closing the gap on time. Okay, so how can you close the gap on time? The next question, what is the subconscious cause at play here? If you don't know, that's ignorance is a cause. You have to start putting yourself in the room with people who can help you figure out what your subconscious causes are. Okay, so what is the subconscious cause at play here? what is spirit, source, God, infinite intelligence, the quantum field, all the energy that is? What is it asking of you, sharing with you, pointing you in the direction of, nudging you in? What do you need to do to open to that, to put a new cause into effect? First, there's a feather, then there's a brick, then there's a Mack truck. Start listening earlier, okay? Number 6, what knowledge or learning do I need or you need to put a new cause into effect? And here again, I want to share, this information that I'm sharing on the podcast is just a smidge of what we are covering at the Unstoppable Woman Summit. And I would love, love, love to have you there. That is a great place to raise your level of awareness. And you can find out about the summit and grab your ticket at theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough. So theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough. And that's a great way to up your learning, up your knowledge, and really to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success and being a powerful cause, because you are first cause. How you're showing up is first cause. And we want you tapped into divinity. That's a massive way of tapping into a much easier way of actualizing results. And full spectrum, the other side, we want you taking the tactical actions in your business as well. Both are important for getting that next level result. So I hope you come to the summit. And if you want a copy of these questions, please go to theunstoppablewoman.com/E396 for episode 396. And with that, we are a wrap. Okay. Thanks for listening. Please like and share this episode. We'd love to hear what landed for you. And if you have any questions, please, whatever platform you're listening on, please reach out to us. Okay, take care. Bye.